Any questions today for Roshala Scott?
Roshala, talk about your team's effort there in the fourth quarter. 27 points. You had this game right in manageable distance. What does it say about this ball club being able to come back and keep this game very close up to the very end?
It just shows that we're a strong team. We can face any type of adversity, and when we need to pull out a game in the end, I feel like we have enough pieces to put together to at least come back and win.
Any other questions for Roshala?
I was going to say, what was the difference between 3 quarters and the first 2 minutes of the fourth, and then the last 8 minutes? We all went from 20 down to shooting for a tie almost. I mean, Duquesne for a while couldn't miss, but then I was just wondering what they did. Y'all just turned up the heat or something.
We just realized that we weren't gonna be able to win the game unless we pick up our defense, and that was one of the things that hurt us the most was our defense.
Yeah, I was trying to balance off what he was saying. Right, first half, just kind of you're struggling a lot in the first half. They're out rebounding you and all, and turnovers and all that stuff. But then in the second half, you look like a completely different team out there in the second half. What kind of message did Coach Kemper give you guys at halftime, be able to like completely turn this game around in the second half?
He just told us what we had to do in order to at least win the game or come back. We did what he told us to do, which was pick it up on defense, rebound, make sure we have a hand in the face when they're shooting a three. So.
Roshala, you have a week off before your next game against Davidson Elkins. How vital is that for this team after kind of really playing 4 games in the past 7 days? How nice is to have like a week off now before you go out against Davidson Elkins?
It feels great, but we just came off a loss, so I don't know. Maybe we could just think about like what we're gonna do next time we get back in the gym. So.
I was gonna say, Duquesne's, that's obviously a really good team that you all just faced there. What do you all see in them in terms of winning with some of the other teams?
They're a very good team. They have big players, big-time players. They make the three. I'm pretty sure they shot a good percentage at the three-point line, and I mean I just got to give them their props. They played harder, so.
Any other questions for Roshala?
Good. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I will just wait Coach Kemper.
Justin, I know how you feel like when it comes to somebody say running up here. Now they like you legit mean run up here.
Opening statement first from Coach Kemper following today's 77-72 loss to Duquesne.
At 43, when you run up the stairs after a game, that's a bad way to start your opening statement. I wish I was running up here to talk about a win. I think the first thing you've got to do is credit Duquesne. I think that going on the road and, basically making a lot of shots when they needed them through the first 3 quarters and really put us in a bad way and, ultimately too much to overcome, right? And I think that I've talked to our team about, shooting the ball differently with a little bit more confidence and, you got to put the work in so that you feel like it's going in. I think later in the game, I coached a team that carried themselves like I want them to do. But we have room to grow in that, and I think you saw that coming out. They were the aggressor from the tip. I thought they were really good about what they got us in. Their ball movement was great, and then a lot of times it ended up with a player that we knew could shoot, but also it wasn't 24, and they made them, And sometimes you gotta try to take away certain things and hope they don't get you, and they did. So, and then Tess still ended up with a pretty good game. I think she had 18 or something like that. So Precious Johnson was tremendous off the bench, and that was a big difference maker in that game. So Megan McConnell was tremendous on the defensive end. You just look at what she does. I mean, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 12 points, and 6 steals. Like, she was really, really good and caused a lot of problems, offense and defense. So, some stuff to build on. I think you know, we played a lot of people. I've talked at length about trying to figure out what's right. And giving our team credit, they were really holding together well. They're really cheering for each other. They battled throughout. I thought we really played hard in the fourth quarter, played better in the fourth quarter. So they got to keep their heads up and work, and I think we have a group that will.
Talk about that fourth quarter. I mean, that was kind of one of the best offense was about 27 in that fourth. You know, how hard is it for you guys just to kind of be so close and then just not play away at the very end?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of them for the way they competed late, you know. But at the same time, like, we're going to watch some film at times where Duquesne had us in the blender and we weren't playing that hard, you know. And that does, like, it's hard to stay positive. It's hard to fight through sometimes when you're going through the ups and downs of basketball, right? There's so many possessions. It almost always goes this way. Rarely ever does the team play good for 40 minutes and dominate the game for 40 minutes. And so, you know, we have to, consistency. Our lows can't be as low as what they were, right? So I don't know what the biggest run was for Duquesne. Best scoring run, 9. That's got to be 5. You know, you got to turn that from 9 to 5. And those runs are going to happen. That's basketball. It looks like a heartbeat, you know. And we've just got to take the bottom and we've got to raise it a little bit so that, you know, when the other team does have good things happen, that it is a 13-point game going into the fourth quarter instead of whatever it was.
Coach, another point I remember you were talking about was, like, not in preseason, you were trying to figure out, like, which group you'd want out late on the floor. How vital is a game like this where you can kind of see, okay, I want this personnel out on the floor late in the ball game when it's close like that?
You know, I think that we had the right people out there today, but I think it will vary some still. I mean, I think when you watch us play, if you really watch us, it is not obvious that, I mean, we have a whole bunch of them that this one has a good day today and that one, but I thought our execution at the end was much better. The focus that we played with on offense was improved down the stretch today, and urgency was better, and I talked already about how I just felt like we carried ourselves like we had grown up a little bit, but the challenge is that doesn't matter now. Show me again tomorrow, show me the next day, show me the next day.
Hey, Coach, let's ask about Abby Beeman for a second. She struggled offensively in the first half, shots-wise, but then at the end of the day, she finished 8 for 15, 3 for 8 from the line, 3 for 8 from 3, 4 for 6 line, 23 points. What do you think of her performance in the second half, being able to bounce back off the slump and be able to show what, like, she has proven in years past being a dominant scorer? So what do you think of her performance in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, Abby's a good player, and you know, she has not shot the ball well, and we have continued. I guess definitely the stuff that I've argued with her the most about is shoot it, you know, and I still don't know that she's all the way out of it, but she certainly was carrying herself like I wanted her to at the end of the game. But she can really shoot the ball, and that's a thing over time that's been true. That's not fake. So when you know, it takes mental toughness to fight through that stuff sometimes. And you know, we talked to her briefly about being more aggressive. I believe in the second quarter, I think, and I do think that you saw that from that point. Yep.
Coach, you get a week off before you get Davis and Elkins. How vital is that for your team after playing 4 games in 7 days to kind of a little bit of a break from game competition and kind of work on some development?
Yeah, I think it's probably really important, you know, and I think that I'm disappointed in where our record is, but I don't know that we're too far off of, you know, maybe where I was hoping we would be. You know, I think a little bit here and there. Today we didn't play very good for very long, and so that's disappointing. But I also know that, I mean, just watch them. They're pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like that wasn't a good basketball team over there. They were skilled at all positions. They were big. They were long. You know, I thought they did a good job of organization. So it wasn't like, you know, that was a, you know, we threw up a stinker. They can play. you know. And I think they were ready to go. They had some days off. They wanted a road win, I'm sure. They'd only been on the road once to Pitt, and I'm sure they wanted to get this win today, and I thought they came out like that. So I think it'll be good. We'll be off tomorrow, and then we'll get going on Tuesday. But we've got to improve ourselves, that's for sure. And then get ready for Davis and Elkins later in the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, Coach, I was about to ask, after a game like this, how do you think a game like this kind of helps you grow as a young team, like you said on Friday of being a young team? How do you think a game like this helps you guys grow?
Yeah, I mean, I think that anytime you get into a position and you've got a choice to battle back or not, and you do play better at some point in time, you flip the switch, so to speak, and turn it into a positive. Yeah, I think anytime you go through that, that's a positive. Like I said, I think that we have not executed very well down the stretch of games, and I thought we were much improved in that today. But that's also stuff I'm going to learn when I watch it, honestly. I mean, it's like you think you know what you saw when you're watching it live, and then you watch it on film, and it's like sometimes that one was actually really good, and you didn't know that, and so we'll go watch that. But my gut feeling tells me we were a lot better off about pace, tempo, what we were trying to do down the stretch of that game than what we'd been in games past. And so that's what we needed, was to improve. We were not good down the stretch against Norfolk State. So over the course of just 2 days of practice, I think we were better at the end of this one.
Any other questions? Coach, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.